What's up, network? So I'm gonna give y'all a quick look rundown over at Quality Carry, you know. So pretty much I've been running those ISOs. So I picked these ISOs up out the terminal 129 out Pasadena, and I run them to New Orleans. Whenever they got a train coming in, I could just pretty much be picking up Pasadena, run it to New Orleans, then drop that off, then pick up another one empty and bring it back. Sometimes it's loaded, bring it back, deadhead, and come right back to Pasadena. You know, not long as the train running, I can go, you know, back and forth. But you know, when it slow down or whatnot, you know, I took a load from Pasadena, went up to Alexander, Arkansas, ran that load up there to PPG. It was some chemicals for paint that they put inside of paint or whatnot. I had pretty much just opened the dome lid. In most places you go, the customer pretty much do everything, you know. You just pretty much open a dome lid or something like that. But pretty much everywhere I went, you know, they'll just tell you go sit in the driver's lounge, and the customer do pretty much everything, you know. So training gonna be 2 weeks, and they train you on pumping, and they train you on a compressor, you know. But like I say, most of these customers, they gonna do everything, so you ain't really even gotta worry about that. And pretty much the way QC gonna do it, when you jump on your truck, you know, they gonna throw you a couple softballs. They ain't gonna throw you nothing heavy, you know, until you get acclimated, until you get comfortable or whatnot, and then you'll move on up. But pretty much they're gonna be throwing you softballs. But like I say, you know, once you do your orientation, it's gonna be 2 weeks at 555 Community Drive in Houston and in Northport. And then once you go to your terminal, you're gonna have 1 more week of pretty much training. And then a trainer at your terminal, they're gonna give you a road test or whatnot, and then come drive with you for a local run. And like I did, you know, the guy, he came with me for a local run, and we went and ran, you know, from Pasadena to Houston, drop off a load. It was ISO at the port, you know, then came back or whatnot. Then I picked up a load, then went to New Orleans, dropped that off, and got an empty ISO, and I did head back, you know. So that's pretty much it, you know. So I'm getting my trailer cleaned out at the tank wash, and that's another thing. They got tank wash on the property at the terminal, so you can do 2 birds with 1 stone, you know. So, and we got a load we're gonna pick up tomorrow, and we're gonna run at the Georgia, you know. So, you know, everything been running smooth. So just like I was telling, you know, somebody that was coming over, they're gonna use my driver code. My driver code is LW0131. LW0131. You know, so use my driver code. But the recruiter gonna tell you you're gonna go over the road, you know. But once you get to your terminal, you can talk to the terminal leader, and you could kind of eyeball what they got available. Just like it was me and 2 other female drivers. They came over, they both got 2025. I got a 19 Freightliner. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but every company I went to, you know, females always get the newer trucks. For some reason, that's what these companies do, you know, which I ain't tripping. As long as the truck running. Well, my manager did say, you know, they got some new trucks coming in, which this truck is a 19 and got 493,000 miles, 854 miles, you know. So they say they about to, you know, they take them out at 500 miles. So, you know, we're going to see, you know, hopefully, they said in the near future, hopefully the near future should be coming up, because I got what? This is about to be damn near 494 miles. So I got like, you know, another, what that is, they'll put me at another 6,000 miles. Boom, hopefully we could be, you know, in another truck in another month or so, you know. But it is what it is. As long as the truck running, I'm good, you know. So like I said, once you get to your terminal, you could kind of eyeball it and see what they got available. Like one of the chicks, she was from New Orleans, and she lucked up, and a local position fell in her lap right here in Pasadena. And she said she always wanted to move to, you know, Houston anyway, you know. So that was kind of like a blessing for her, you know. So like I said, once you get to your terminal, you can see what's available. But like I said, everything been going so good so far, you know. But once you get your truck, you know, the first thing I did was you want to get them hoses tested, and a couple of them didn't have a cap on it, so I got some caps. But before you go out, you know, because, you know, they put me on a load quick, you know, you want to make sure your pump and your compressor working. You want to test that out before you, because you see, you don't want to go nowhere and you probably got to pump something off and your pump ain't working. So whoever had this truck, I cleaned it out, but they had the fittings on the side of the truck. This is a 19 Freightliner Cascadia, and they had the fittings. You don't put the fittings in a truck, so I had to get all that cleaned out, and then they got a box for you could put all that equipment in, and stuff like that, and put your hoses in or whatnot. So I had all that clean, and you want to do all that, and test everything out, make sure you're straight before you accept a load. So that's number one. And like I say, everything been running so good. So when they got the train coming in, like I said, you could take the ISOs from Pasadena to New Orleans and come back. So that's pretty much all I was doing. Boom, and it slowed down, and then I picked up a load, went to Alexander, and I did head all the way back to Pasadena. And like I said, I'm gonna pick up the trailer tomorrow. I'm gonna go about 6 blocks up to the customer, which they gonna load me up, and then my manager said he gonna have to steam the load, get it to a certain temperature. Then I'm gonna run that to Georgia. You dig? So like I said, everything been running pretty good. So over here at Quality, all the trucks come with APU. They got an inverter on here. It come with direct TV. It come with a TV. They didn't have a fridge on here, so they put a brand new fridge on here. So everything been running smooth. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I run this load to Georgia, then boom, they head back. Hopefully, and just get something else. So everything been running smooth pretty much. So like I said, you're thinking about coming over here to Quality, man, make sure you use my driver code LW0131, LW0131. And like I said, try to give y'all an update, every couple of days or whatnot. Everything been going good, you know what I'm saying? So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Big Lauren 1.